Have you ever wanted to build a fire? For hundreds and thousands of years, people have answered yes to this question. For two simple reasons. It provides a sense of protection, and it provides an ability to cook food. In modern times, we do not need either of those from fires because we get them from other sources. But we still do have the ability to derive happiness out of fires. And that is why today I will show you how to build a fire. The first thing you're going to need is a quality fire pit. Your fire pit is going to house your fire. It's going to make sure that your fire stays safe and does not burn anything around it. Then you're going to need a lighter. Your lighter is the initial source of ignition. This initial source of ignition is key in order to make sure that your fire even starts to begin with. After that, you're going to need your tinder. Tinder can be substantiated by newspaper. Once you light your fire, you're going to need to take that and put it onto the newspaper so that the newspaper can catch. The reason why is because newspaper burns much more easily than wood. And because you have that newspaper, it can act as your original source of the fire that burned the actual wood in order to create a wood fire. So then let's move on to our wood, but you can't get to really big logs yet. You're going to want wood that's about the size of this part right here, you know? Break them off if you need to. It should snap easily. That's a sign that it's dry. You want everything to be dry. Water is bad because water doesn't burn. You know, fire gets put out by water. So you need this because this will take the fire from that and actually burn the wood, you know? So it's very important. And it'll move on to larger sticks like this, which will actually take the fire for a good 10 minutes or so and make sure that it can transfer to our next component, which are these logs. These logs make sure that the fire can last for hours and hours, depending on how thick the logs are, how dry the logs are, and how many you have. But the main thing to know about these is that if you want your fire to last for any significant period of time, you're going to need them. So it's very important to have some on hand. You can buy them from stores, you can cut them down yourself. Personally, I found these from my backyard and broke them with a heavy rock. If you have a different way of doing it, that's cool as well. But easily the most important part of them all is your quality, trusted, respected adult. Your quality, trusted, respected adult serves two primary functions. Firstly, she makes sure that you're all having fun. And secondly, she provides a source of safety. She makes sure that everything is legal. She makes sure that everything works properly. She makes sure that everything does not burn down our houses. And she has a hose which can be used in order to function as a last-ditch resort in order to put out our fire. That is easily the most important part of the fire-making process, making sure that you can put things out and keep everything safe, because fires are dangerous. They can burn people and objects. Now that we've got our materials in order, we need to focus on actually setting up our fire. If you look down here, this is our setup. So, the most key component of our setup is once again the tinder. You'll notice that the tinder is on top of the big logs and below the small sticks. The reason why is because the small sticks need to ignite first, and flames move upward. So as the flames from the tinder move upward, they get into the small sticks, and that's what ignites them. For the reason why the big logs are in the bottom, that serves as a very good way in order to reflect heat back into the fire. Instead of having it dissipate into the ground, it gets pushed back because the wood is right there to reflect the heat back. As a bonus, when those logs eventually catch, they will provide a great source of heat in order to keep your fire going, because not only will they reflect heat, but they'll also be continually pumping heat into the fire on top. Now, one of the most important things you'll notice about this is that there aren't too many very large sticks like this one, for example. There's maybe one, right? And the reason why you want it to be like that is because these very large sticks, while they're very good when you put them in later, at this stage in the fire, if you just light it, it'll constrict your flames, and it'll make it difficult for the flames to actually grow and breathe. Because right now what the fire needs is maximum oxygen in order to grow and become strong and powerful. So that all being said, I think it's time to light our fire. Alright, this may take a couple of seconds in order to go on. Might want to watch that as it progresses. So the idea is it'll move closer to the wood and eventually ignite it in order to start your fire. It's going on pretty well right now, although it does definitely take some time. Starting to touch the wood, and it'll any day now,
Any day now, it'll do something. Hopefully.
So as you can see now, we have a very healthy, happy, vibrant fire. This is the sum of all your efforts. After all of the countless minutes preparing it, this is what you'll get. And as you can see, it's very majestic and very nice, and it will last for a very long time due to those thick fuel wood which we put in the bottom. Pause. So now that you've built your fire, I'm sure that you have a happy time constructing man's most ancient tool. You can cook on it, you can sit around it and tell stories, you can do whatever you want with it. Fires are absolutely beautiful, they're majestic, they provide a great source of heat, and they're overall just really fun to create. So I hope you go out there and build your own fires, safely and securely with the help of a responsible adult to watch you.